Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I am Vanita Lankama, Vedic astrologer, and today I'm going to be talking about a short tutorial on marriage because I did several readings and people who came as seekers about the marriage in their life, whether there is it related to delay, denial, or problem in the marriage. So I thought I must take up this topic because people have a lot of myths about all this. That marriage is something that we have to see, in this way or that way. Basics you should see, and you will get to know what exactly is it about. I'm sharing today's chart, or we can say the transit chart, so that as an example chart, because I don't pick up any chart unnecessarily, or maybe until unless the person grants me the permission to look at the chart. So you can ask a number of questions right now if you have any, apart from your personal chart, please. But if you can ask about the seventh house or maybe some affliction in the horoscope, I will explain whether there is sort of a karma attached to getting married or not. So today, when I did a reading, there were certain planetary positions in the horoscope which showed that the marriage is definitely going to be taking place, but some astrologers said that the marriage is denied completely. So how do we see that? We have to mix and blend the D9 chart also in a way where we can understand whether, clearly whether the marriage is completely denied or it's going to be a delayed one. And nowadays, as per the Deshkal Patra also, if you talk about US, UK, etc., they get married very late and they have multiple marriages also. As compared to India or the eastern, side of the world, there are marriages which actually go, people get married on time, but, there are certain parameters which show that there is a break in the marriage or there is disturbance in the marriage, etc. also. So we have to see they don't break so easily. I have seen, in the eastern side of the world. Yeah, but definitely depends. I'm not going to generalize the statement, but surely, there are certain places where people, really, want to just stay in or hook around in marriage till the time it is really suffocating. So what exactly are the parameters I'm going to be telling you? And I will be taking up the questions, I think, a little later. Before to that, maybe you will get the answers automatically when I'm explaining the parameters. So maybe your questions are answered in that way only. So I'm going to be taking up this chart. Suppose this is the chart of Taurus rising and Jupiter is there in the first house. So first and the foremost parameter that you have to check is the first house, first lord, that is Venus here. Okay. Then we have to see the seventh lord, seventh house, seventh lord, of course. These are the basics. So here it is, seventh house is ruled by Mars. Seventh house is aspected by Jupiter. And Mars is in the 8 places away from this place. Okay. So this is the horoscope that we are going to be looking at throughout. Okay. And in this horoscope, we have to see whether there is a promise or not. Okay. So the baby who is going to be born on this day, so we'll be taking his or her example here. So as you can see, marriage parameters, as I said, is the seventh house, seventh lord. Then we have to see the dispositor of seventh house. So here, the dispositor lord is Mars. And seventh house, not just that, but seventh lord's dispositor. Here, Venus is in its own zone. So Venus becomes the strongest. And Venus is also any which way is the Karaka for the seventh house. And Jupiter being the Karaka for happiness, overall happiness. Mars for the female counterparts, we have to see as per the Nadi astrology. I see Mars also, but I do see Jupiter's condition as well. Now, here we have to see the condition of second house and second lord also, because that is where your root is. What kind of family background you are from. Eighth house, that shows how your partner's family is going to be. Okay. So we have to see the second house condition and the eighth house condition also. And also we have to see the mental as well as physical compatibility. So we see the eighth house for that as well. So can you see, we have all these first working in the horoscope or not. Then we go to the ninth house, ninth lord condition, because whether you have that luck factor to get married or not. Maybe there is a break in marriage, or maybe it's short-lived, or maybe, you have a, not a solemnized wedding. It is like, you're running away from the family and doing it. You are just doing it without consent of the parents and the family members or whatever. It is like the blessings, house of blessings also we see from the ninth house. So ninth house is a very important house again. And then we have to see the condition of the other planets and afflictions on the seventh house. See, if you have a strong sun in the seventh house. Now, let's talk of all the planets in the seventh house first. Okay, then I'll come to maybe lordships also. Seventh house, if you have a sun, so it shows that the marriage is going to be little difficult, or maybe the partner is very dominating kinds and very ambitious kinds also. Okay, until unless there is a benefic aspect. So we'll not be discussing affliction or beneficence, but we are just going to be talking simply if the planets are there. And then I will be taking up retrogrades also. Don't worry about it. People are asking the questions on retrogradation also. Now, and there is a difference between female horoscopy also and the male horoscopy. Now, if you have a strong moon, that is an exalted moon, or, in its own zone, if you have a moon in the seventh house, it will bring in early marriage and romantic outlook towards the partner also. And if, it is said that the seventh house is the house of the character, which is also seen for the male, and fourth house is the character of the female. So we have to see if there is a moon. Moon is considered to be a thief, or we can say that when we look at the theft or cheating, we see moon's condition also in the horoscope. Moon actually abducted the wife of Jupiter, Brihaspati, Tara, and Budh, that is Mercury, was born. That is the reason Mercury is the illegitimate child of moon. And whenever moon and Mercury are together, it is not considered to be a good placement. It's not considered to be a good married life also, because moon is actually the one who is going to be giving you emotions, and Mercury is a logical one. And if you have Mars in the seventh house, there can be some delays, ill health, there can be some disputes also. And they can be that you are going to be very passionate the partner is going to be very passionate in love and sexual pleasures. Now, if you have a strong Mercury in your seventh house, so this will bring about a lot of inclination towards artistic bent of mind, intelligent partner, or a very talkative partner also we see, because Mercury in the seventh house. And there is if at all Mercury is afflicted, though I said that it is not going to be considered, but if at all it is retrograde. Okay. Now, retrogression, I'm not touching upon that deeply. Why? Because retrogression is also where the planet is getting retrograde. Suppose it is in its own zone, exaltation zone, own house, then it is not considered to be that great. But if it is getting retrograde in Scorpio, suppose here. So if Mercury is in Scorpio and is retrograde, so it's going to give good results. So you have to see if a planet is retrograde in the friendly zone. Seventh house we are discussing only right now, nothing else. If you have any graha which is retrograde, you have to see what is the connection of that graha with that sign. So for Mars and Mercury, if Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio sign, it is considered to be good. But if it is not, if it is a direct Mercury and is in Scorpio, then it will be giving some issues in the marriage, or secretive partner. Okay, the partner is quite secretive and to himself or herself. If at all it is Jupiter there, Jupiter is noble, lucky, faithful, generous, virtuous partner. All that happens, and general prosperity and happiness is maintained. But if it is in the enemy sign, then it will minimize the implications, what I just said. And if it is retrograde in an enemy sign, then it will be minus, minus, plus. Okay, that is how you should see the retrograde. Just simply, I'm explaining the basics. If you have a Venus in the seventh house, again, the sign will be very important, but we are just discussing seventh house. So if Venus is there, so definitely it will be a loving partner that you'll get, highly prosperous, fortunate, happy, a sensuous partner also. And you're, it's said that the partner is very much artistic also and very beautiful. Okay, when Venus is there. But if it is not a strong Venus in an enemy sign, retrograde Venus, so all these significations will vary. If at all it is in the enemy sign, it is retrogression is considered to be good, and the otherwise, or the vice versa, if at all it is in the enemy sign direct. So it will minimize the significations of this Venus. So we have to blend the sign over there And then we have to put the planet there as well. Then we have to see the Lord of the seventh, where it is. And then we have to see the disposition or Lord of that seventh house Lord also. Here it is Venus in Libra. So it is Libra is the disposition or Lord of Venus. Had it been in Virgo, so we have to see the condition of Mercury then. Okay. But whenever any graha, this is another sutra I'm giving you. If at all any graha is in the sixth house, if it is Mars, Ketu, Saturn, it's said that there will be complications in the marriage because it's the 12 places away from the seventh. Or if there is any graha in the second house, which is malefic, like here, Mars is there. So it will give conjugal bliss, will be missing because sixth house from the seventh is 12th, eighth house from seventh is second, and sixth and seventh and 12th houses are very important to check also when we talk about marriage, because that will bring about either litigation, separation, if at all sixth house is very strongly afflicted. So litigation and separation is evident in that person's horoscope. You can straight away say, do not get married. There will be a break in marriage. But if there is only one good signification that I say you get married, you will get married. Delay is there, but you will get married. And the prediction has come to true, not just once, several times. Okay, now if we come to Saturn, Saturn gives unhappiness, coldness, detachment. Saturn is a cold graha. The partner can be cold in bed. And if it is to top it all with Mercury, then definitely these two are eunuch grahas, or not eunuch grahas, but cold grahas, I would say, separative grahas. So people become very indifferent, or they are not good in bed pleasures. Okay, so you have to see if Saturn is retrograde in his enemy sign, so it is good. Definitely you can say that this person is going to be happily married. But if Rahu is there, there is a partner expects a lot because Ketu is there in the Lagna. So the partner expectations are too high in marriage. And also it gives bad temper to the partner also. The partner can be highly associated with too much of some character issues, though I don't want to touch upon that, because then people will start analyzing their own personal chart. Oh, my husband or my wife's Rahu is in the seventh house, or my in my chart Rahu is in the seventh house, or my partner is going to be, and then you will become suspicious. The partner is cheating on me, or is adulterations involved. So all that, we have to be very, very sensitive. That's a personal thing altogether. So you have to come to an astrologer, go to an astrologer, get the consultation done if you have that kind of a doubt. And people must get this cleared if at all they have this kind of a doubt. And if the astrologer is honest and wants to disclose it, it's a very sensitive topic, though, because it can break the family also. So one has to be really cautious about these questions. It's better not to ask. Oblivion is always better. Also, you have to see if there is Ketu energy prevalent in the seventh house. So this will bring about a very religious-minded partner, but it will bring about coldness and detaching energies in relationship also. The partner can be very detached kinds. Okay, so that is what. And if, the seventh lord is placed in the Kendra or trine, so it is a good placement for that particular graha. Okay, and sixth house, eighth house, 12th house, if is afflicted, that means the partner or the lord of the seventh is in the 6, 8, or 12 houses, or the second house, as a matter of fact, right now, the partner remains unwell. The partner stays unwell a lot, most of the times. Okay. And if you have, a strong Venus, Venus in 3, 6, 10, 11, or benefic houses in the 7th house, etc. So this makes a fortune after marriage. Okay. So Venus is the very, very strong graha here. So these are the points. And now if you see in this particular case, you have to see what is the condition of the 7th house in your D9 chart. This is the D9 chart. Okay. So you have to see the condition of Mars here. Mars is conjunct Saturn and Ketu. Can you see? That means there is a problem in the marriage or delay in the marriage because Moon Rahu are together in the Libra sign. We have to see the condition of Libra sign also. I missed that point for marriage. The conjugal bliss is missing whenever Libra sign is afflicted, and here Moon and Rahu are there. So there will be too many fights after marriage. And you have to see the condition of the 4th house in the D9 chart also for marriage. And for separation, you have to see the 6th house. 6th house for sure. And the 12th house. Because from the 7th house, let me clear this because you will get confused. What am I doing? This is all drawing here. Nice art I've made. Sorry about that. Okay. So in a flow, I can talk anything, like anything as in like all the sutras I want to give away. So these are all simple sutras, but you can always memorize them. See, this we have to see the condition of the sixth house for the Lagna. Sixth house is this. For the seventh house, sixth house is this. So if you have heard in Dharmendra, the film actor, his chart, this 12th house is afflicted. That means that he will be having a divorce and he will get married to another person, or he will be having two partners, something like that. We have to see. Sixth house is separation. Okay. So this is something that you have to see also. And the condition of the fourth house. Fourth house is conjugal bliss, happiness. So 4,000 D9 chart is very important. And also you have to see the ninth lord in from D1 to D9 chart. So here the lord is Saturn, and Saturn is conjunct Mars and Ketu. So this means that there will be some issues that this person has to go through in life, in relationship. So it's better. And we have to see if the fifth house in the D9 chart is also afflicted. Now, can you see there will be love relationship because Venus is looking here. But the problem is that the marriage is not going to be that successful because there is a moon and Rahu connection with Saturn and the Lagnesh. Moon and Mars opposition gives marriage, but Ketu and Saturn affliction is also there, no, on Mars. So Lagnesh is afflicted. That means you yourself will not, this particular child will not, this particular horoscopy that I'm discussing, this person will not have inclination to get married maybe. Because Saturn is a cold planet, or will get divorce or something, separated. Venus definitely is giving a romantic flair to this horoscope because Venus is in the 11th house. So that is something that I wanted to share my insights on. And if you have anything, you can ask now. Maybe I will take up a few questions and then we'll call it a wrap. It was just a quick video that I wanted to make. What is the impact of Saturn in the first house, Libra, on marriage? See, you must understand that Saturn is exalted and is a yoga karagraha for Libra natives, but it is becoming strong. So it will bring in separation, or it will bring in too much of separative tendencies in relationship, detaching energies, because Saturn is a separative graha and a cold graha. It is farthest from sun. So this brings in coldness in bed pleasures. So you must understand that. Ma'am, I'm not married. I'm 40. My seventh lord, Venus, is in the 10th in Aries. See, when Venus is in the 10th house in Saturn's sign, this is in itself, but it gives you Dhan Yoga, but it is not good for marriage. Because if you are talking about, say, let me just change the, suppose you're talking about Aries, okay? Okay, so you're talking about Aries and you're saying that Venus is in the 10th from the Lagna, that is in the Capricorn sign. So this means that it is the Maraka Graha in the Kendra. So it is going to be giving you wealth, but it is not good for your married life because Venus is your 7th lord in the 4th house from itself, from its place. And also it is in the 9th house from the 2nd house also. And it brings in maybe some kind of affliction also must be there, because Kendra connection is not bad. It's in neutral houses. Retrograde Jupiter in the 7th house for a woman. So yes, as I said, if it is in, suppose in Libra, Jupiter is retrograding. So this is good. So this will bring in good marriage. But if this Jupiter is direct in Libra, not good. Not good marriage. Always remember that. Okay. What is the impact of Rahu in the 7th house? As I explained, Rahu there will make you, make your partner quite demanding. Okay. So rehear that. Ma'am, they tell Jupiter aspect is good. No, Jupiter aspect completely is not good. Suppose it is Virgo. It is in Virgo. So it will not be giving that great an impact on the other sign, suppose Jupiter is in your, for this horoscope only, if Jupiter is in the 6th house, okay. So being the lord of the 9th and the 12th, it is in the 6th house. So it is not good for marriage, no? And its aspect is on which all houses? It is going to protect your family life, monetarily it will be good. Your job will be secure, but relationship wise, it is not going to give that great results. Debilitated Mercury in D9, but Saturn Chitra in first. I can't do so many combinations in a go. I need some time, actually. I'm not a genius like others are. Maybe, they will just do it like this, but I'm not. Debilitated Mercury, okay, I understand that it is in Pisces, Navamsa. But Saturn in Chitra in first is aspecting Mercury. Would this delay? Yes, definitely. If it is debilitated Mercury, but you have to see the Lagna, you have to see the seventh Lord's condition, and then you have to decide. You've not mentioned whether it is what kind of a Lagna in the D1 chart. For see the D1 chart, what is the condition of the Lagna? Lagnesh, seventh house, seventh Lord, ninth house, ninth Lord, second house, second Lord. We have to see all of these, and then we come to the conclusion. Okay. How to check the promise of marriage in a chart? Easy. Seventh house, seventh Lord, and Venus, Jupiter, Mars. You have to see, and then we have to see first of all the Lagnesh, Lagna, Lagnesh. If there is affliction in all of these, marriage is delayed or denied. Okay. Retro Jupiter in Taurus sign, seventh house. So see, you must understand for Scorpio natives as it is, or the Taurus natives, it's a Kalatra dosham. So you have to, if it is retrograde, where did the question go? Retrograde Jupiter in Taurus sign in the seventh house. See, you are a Scorpio rising, seventh house Jupiter retrograde is considered to be good. Okay, it's good because it's in an enemy's house. Ma'am, what shows end of separation? End of separation is the 12th house from the 6th. That is the 5th house. If 5th house is strong, suppose moon is here. So this is not going to be a divorce case. Okay. If the 5th house is strong, remember. But if 6th house is strong, that means there is definitely a separation, 100% separation. Ketu, Mars, Mercury conjunction. Where? Ketu, Mars, Mercury conjunction is not considered to be good any which ways, for it brings in break in education. Okay. So I think now the personal questions are actually, in number. So let's not get into the depth and details. Just hear this video again. If at all you have any of these planets that I have just mentioned, please, these are simple basics concepts, which will help you understand your horoscope better. See the condition of your seventh house in D9 chart also. And bring it, superimpose. Suppose it is Mercury, Sun in Taurus. So you have to place it over Jupiter, Mercury, Sun here. So what is the condition? Jupiter is there. So this is a saving grace. So marriage will be protected. Okay. Even if Ketu is in the 6th house. Also, there is a Grahan Yoga, which is forming here because there is a moon also going to be here after 2 days. So this is not a good combination for marriage. Any kind of Grahan, any kind of affliction on the 6th house, 7th house is going to definitely give issues in the marriage. All right. So I hope you all understood. Please rehear the video so that you can understand. If you want to book a reading for yourself, please book now. This is the last day for the discounted reading. Whole chart reading, of course, we will have another week because we are getting so many emails that please extend the discount. So rest of the discounts are discontinued. Just on whole chart reading, 30% discount is still on, $155 minus 30% is $109. Please, US dollars. You can book now. All the details my team will give you. You can log into vlastrology24@gmail.com, or you can log into our website, vlastrology.com, and the rates, the price list where whatever is mentioned is before discount, only on whole chart reading, only on whole chart reading. Rest of the prices are full priced. Okay. And the reading definitely will be taking place only in the end of, or the 3rd week of December right now. All right. All the best. Stay blessed. Om Tat Sat.